Welcome, everybody, to How to Tuesday, how to get things done through student government. Thank you all for joining us. How to Tuesday is our weekly webinar series where we give you quick bites of information from all over campus to teach you how to succeed in college. My name is Claire. I'm your teaching and learning librarian, and we are joined today by Waylon Wright, president of the Student Government Association. We are so happy to have you all with us today. We'll have a chance for questions at the end, or you can type them in the chat at any time. And we'll be putting a recording of the lecture component of this webinar on our website so that you can watch it later. And I will go ahead and cede the room to Waylon.
All right, so hi everyone. My name is Waylon Wright. I am currently a junior here at Park. I'm a nursing major, and I am the president of Park Student Government Association. So I started this role in the fall, and I am in it until the spring. So I guess kind of just the main thing we'll tackle first, kind of how PSGA works. I think it's a good thing for more students to know is so even though I'm president, obviously all the decision making is really left up to all of our senators. I believe we have 15 senator roles, which some that still need to be filled. I think we have three open seats right now, where they can vote on our decisions, which mainly have to do with club funding, conference travel, and different events that are being hosted around campus. Um, this year we've done a lot of conference travel. There's been a lot more students this year that have been doing conference travel and requesting money for that, which has been great. And as well for club funding, we're seeing more of that as we go into the spring. So as well, in student government, we're kind of the voice. One thing I've always kind of said to students when they join PSJs, they kind of, even though we do some events, we're more of a governing body and less of a party planning committee, as I always say. PSAB kind of covers the event side of things, so we kind of do student governance. So we go over a lot of issues or concerns around campus. So, for example, we have had previous conversations about the Fresh Ideas contract. There's been times where the exec board of myself or the vice president have sat in on interviews for roles and been able to be on student questioning panels for that and kind of give the student input side of things. Trying to think. As well, myself being the president, we have usually a couple times a semester I meet with the president of the university, so I'm able to relay issues that are kind of on the student body side of things, higher up the chain, which is a great thing there. I'd say that's one of the biggest strengths of student government is being able to relay these things not only to the dean of students and the head of student life, which I have weekly meetings with, and we work very tightly with them. Then also the president and meeting a lot of other faculty. You really bridge out and you know how to solve issues. Even if you don't know how to solve them, you know who to go to get things moving, which has been a great thing, at least I think, for kind of getting to know people around campus. And that's kind of that. Claire, did you have any questions you wanted me to specifically answer?
No, just whatever you would like to share.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Um, Trying to think about what else would be good to share. PSGA has weekly meetings. We meet at 12:15 on Fridays every week, unless it's spring break or winter break or finals, stuff like that. So we don't really meet then. Our exec positions, we have six exec positions: president, vice president, secretary, media manager, tech manager, and I'm forgetting one, treasurer. So those are all of our roles there. They kind of, they each do their own thing. Secretary kind of helps run the meetings and keep all the meeting minutes and do that. Vice president helps with external planning and project things. And then I kind of keep everybody moving and stuff like that. PSJ meetings are open to the entire student body and also, I'm pretty sure faculty and staff can also pop in as well. We've had some faculty that pop in and stuff like that. Also, just kind of on a project thing, usually PSGA every year devotes a portion of their budget to kind of a major project. In previous years, like we've done things like adding stuff near where PSAB added the hammocks. We did some stuff over there with that and just general university level stuff. But this year, we have a couple different focuses is kind of like seating around campus, especially outside. So currently, we've been playing through some options for outdoor seating and doing that and working with different faculty around campus and also having good conversations with students kind of about what they want to see and having more usable space to sit outside is because that's kind of been one of our focuses for this year. We've also talked about like lighting around campus, making campus at night, especially for residential students, making it feel a little more safe, stuff like that. I guess I'll go ahead and talk as well about kind of just the flow of PSJ meetings. Usually, we get started at 12:15. As I said, they're welcome to everybody, but senators are allowed to vote when they're sworn in. To become a senator, you just usually we run elections twice a year. And you can just fill out an application. You just have to be voted in, which I think you just need a couple votes to be allowed in a position. Then usually we go over funding requests, different things like that. If people are interested in putting in funding requests, they are in my park under, student links, something like that, under resources. And then we go through all that, and then we'll have different, if we have conversations that we need to have over things, like projects or university level issues, stuff like that. Then we'll have those. And then also usually we have conversation at the end if Molly and Amanda, the dean and the head of student life, have anything they want to bring to us or want feedback on. We're kind of there for that. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the chat here. What am
Sorry,
I?
you can answer these at any point in time. They're like idle questions that the library
Yeah,
is all currently thinking of right now.
yes, that's perfect.
You
Gives
can
more
continue
stuff to
in your
talk.
flow space. We can address these at any point in time.
Yes. So, I guess I'll start with the what am I most excited about, the particular projects PSJ is working on right now. I'd say I'm excited about the seating. I think that we have some cool options, kind of where considering my hope personally is that we get a couple seats and also put them outside the library. So I'll end up talking with y'all some more about that. Some options that our senators brought forward to us were these kind of benches that have like the back and they can also fold down so that you can use it either as a bench to sit or you can use it as a table to work on. And so I thought that was really cool. And we've talked about kind of putting some of those near in areas that students would actually enjoy and use and everything. So that was a great option there. I'd say that's what I'm most excited about. There's also been a lot of great conversation about fresh ideas, which has been fun as well. Claire?
I have a related question about the seating. Is there any chance that we can get at least one Adirondack chair put somewhere on campus for me to go sit on? Because
I
I
have
love a
no
good
idea what type of
Adirondack.
chair that is.
What?
I have no idea what type of chair that is.
It's the kind that oh, how do you even describe it? It's like slats of wood, like they can be pretty rudimentary. So when you sit down, it really pitches you back at a steep angle. Like the angle of
Okay.
the seat goes back a little bit.
Okay. You'll have to send me a
I'm
picture
gonna
when
find a picture. Don't you
you find a
worry. Leave it
picture
with
because
me.
the more options, the better.
I can't believe you've never heard of an
Coastal
Adirondack
grandmother
chair.
beach chair. Gotcha. Okay. I'm kind of following. I got the general idea. So I guess I'll move next to what am I most proud of accomplishing in my term in PSGA. I've done some different things. Okay, I
I'm
got you.
sorry.
Yes,
Now we
I
can continue. I just couldn't let the conversation
I
continue
got you now. I just didn't
without
know
you
the
knowing
actual
what an
names though.
Adirondack was.
Gotcha. That very well may be an option for one or two of those, just for some chill out
I don't
spots.
know. I might need you to do like have a secret in. Like, do I need to like give you $5 or like coffee or something
Oh
so you
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
procure me an Adirondack?
The coffee is always a win, as we
Coffee.
know. Coffee is always a major win. So I guess most proud accomplishment here. It's been kind of a slow start to this semester, but we've been great at kind of diversifying who we allow funding to. So in previous years, we were very cut and dry on we only give funding to undergraduate students, especially for things like conference travel. Um, this year, we've kind of spread out our mindset on supporting everyone at Park. So, in the idea of, I guess, being more inclusive to like graduate students and different things like that. So, this year we allowed graduate students to request a certain amount of money for conference travel as well, because I feel like last year we had some graduate students come and they were going to present at conferences and they wanted funding to be able to go present. And I felt that this would be a great, opportunity for Park and also for the students as well. And so, I think that's one thing that I'm very proud of this semester, just as a general thing. I'll try to think of some more as we go through. So the process for becoming a senator, the application usually comes out in the fall and in the spring. So here, probably next month after spring break, we'll have an application going out again, which will also have executive positions on it. And then that goes out to the student body via an email. The weekly email goes out to all students. Then also usually PSGA will do different tabling events around campus where we'll give out if you are interested or even for voting. In previous years, we've done like ice cream trucks and stuff like that for voting to get more students to vote. But for getting into the senator role, you just fill out the application, your name, your year, major. your GPA, there's a GPA requirement for senators, but it's like a 2.5 or something, give or take, on the 4.0 scale. So it's not anything crazy to be a senator. So that's the main thing there. And you can also write in people. So if you didn't get a chance to fill out the application, and when elections are coming around, you can also write in your name. And as long as you get a couple people to write it in, you're able to do that. Let's see what else we got. Educate myself.
So it, yeah, we just have further roasts from Camille.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a good question from Rose. Is there anything you wish you knew when you started your SGA journey?
Um, I would say one thing I wish I knew kind of was really more of what the executive board did. Because when I first joined, I was confused of kind of like, what is the purpose of exec? Like, what do we do? And I definitely have tried to be a lot more transparent on what all the roles do and kind of, even though, because a lot of times, as with most jobs, you don't see what's going on behind the scenes, which is most of what PSGA is, of lots of emails, lots of, different meetings, reaching out to people, trying to get stuff rolling, stuff like that. And I feel like sometimes senators think there's nothing going on, but as we all know, a lot of stuff takes time to get moving.
Mhm.
As we know with the seating's important. I've had people pressing me, trust me, the second I started talking about it, they're like, when is it happening, Waylon? I'm like, please give me another week. We talked about it 2 days ago. I need time to respond to emails and do all the things. So I'd say that, and then also just in general is I think as I've gone through my PSGA journey, there's been a lot more opportunities for kind of the shared governance part of things where for student opinions. And like my freshman year, there wasn't really a lot. We were kind of closed off. At least it felt closed off, even though we really weren't. So we've had a lot of opportunities to speak on issues, to give input, and kind of ensure that the student ideas and values are being heard. And even if they're not being considered, at least they're being heard. So
Mhm.
it's kind of one of those things there.
So if a student has like thoughts or opinions like seating, like oh, so if a student says I would really like to see an Adirondack chair, at least one placed
Mhm.
somewhere on campus, how do they sort of communicate that? Is there like all English majors go to like their English representative, or is it you could go to any senator? How does that process work?
Usually it's best on our page in My Park, there's a link that you can go for recommendations or concerns or stuff like that. Then also as well for speaking to senators, you can speak to senators or anyone on the exec team, or if you see us in the PSJ office, you can stop by. Then also usually we try to previously we did town halls, but those did not have very good attendance. So this year we just started doing more tabling events. So last semester we got I think two tabling events done and just for general student opinions. One was for elections, and the other one's just for student stuff. And then this week, actually tomorrow, I believe we're doing a tabling event as well, because we send out a survey to the student body to try to get their opinion on PSGA, university functioning, what they want to see change, what they want invested in, for like technology stuff as well around the campus, and just general stuff that they want to see changed. So that should be going out tomorrow as well. So that is a good thing there. But that's usually the best way students can, express their concerns.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it sounds like there's like five different avenues that they could be heard.
Yeah, yes, and definitely it's sometimes hard for students to want to speak up, but it's just I think my biggest tip to everyone is even when you're talking to faculty or staff or anything, you just got to remember we're all people and we all kind of nobody's big and mean, even though people get scared away from titles at times. And so even President Swanson, she said that last week of people sometimes people are scared. They hear President Swanson, they get scared. So just never be afraid to speak up about issues or concerns you have
Sure.
in general, and especially on campus.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Any other stuff we want me to comment on at the
Well,
moment?
do you have to be an upperclassman to be a senator, or could you be like a sophomore or
No,
freshman?
you can join. We have multiple freshmen
Hmm.
on our senator team. It's you can be on exec even if you are a freshman. You can run for
Hmm.
exec. I would not advise it
Sure.
personally, just because it's a lot of different rules and things to keep up with. But I joined as a freshman my freshman year, the first semester, and a lot of people have as well. A lot of
Mhm.
our current senators have been in there since their freshman or sophomore year. So you can join anywhere throughout your education career here at Park if you're wanting to get involved.
Sure. Well, do we have any final burning questions for Waylon while we've got him? Going once, going twice. Bueller, Bueller. I don't know if that's a reference anyone here would get, but anyways, okay. Thank you so much,
Mhm.
Waylon, for sharing all that
Of course.
information with us. And thank you everyone for joining us. Again, How to Tuesday is our weekly webinar series. So I will see you all next week at noon, same time, same place, to learn about building your own support network in college. Information for registering will go out about that next week, and I will see you all then. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you've got any questions in the meantime.
Awesome. Thank
Thank
you guys.
you.